let's floor it. Yeah, 5-cylinder is certainly a unique sound. Probably one of the most unique in the business right now, because I can't think of anybody else who makes 5 cylinders anymore. Volvo used to, but they stopped. And that firing order is unique. Audi says it's 1, 2, in terms of cylinders, 4, 5, and then 3. And that kind of gives you what Audi says is an angry V8. And you know what? A lot of times that is marketing, but I have to agree with them. Now the car feels very tossable. Steering is very direct. The brakes are very powerful. It's kind of a car that you feel at home driving right away. And I think that has to do with the car size. It's very small, and so you feel like you can see where the road is and where the edges are, and you have a sense of the fact that you're kind of taking this car by the scruff of the neck and driving it, as opposed to all the electronics doing all the work for you. It's fast, it's certainly agile, it's certainly confidence inspiring with the all-wheel drive, and my gosh, it's very, very fast on the uptake. Those shifts happen incredibly quickly. There's a little bit of hint of turbo lag, but man, when you haul those brakes down, it really stops you. So, as with all turbo cars, you know, you're always going to have that issue where there's just a little bit of time between when you want to have the car go into hyper mode and before it does so. But if you learn to drive it with that limitation, it's actually a really fun car to drive. Now, I'm here on public road, so I can't go too fast. Audi was kind enough to actually let us go to Lime Rock and drive it on the raceway. You know, these cars are so capable, 400 horsepower, 354 pound-foot of torque, that there's no way that you can even begin to reach this car's capability on the open road without immediately endangering your license. Once upon a time, you could drive a car fast on the road and you would still be within the legal limits, but now this car in first gear or second gear for sure will take you over the speed limit on most US roads. And so the question is, does it beat you up? Is it comfortable when you're kind of cruising on these kind of country roads? And I have to tell you, it doesn't. I could see myself crossing the country in this. It's very comfortable. I like the fact that you have dynamic adjustable shocks so that you can change from this very sporty setting to a much more relaxed setting. I love the fact that it has all-wheel drive, so if you're in places like I am in Colorado, this becomes an all-year kind of car. And I guess the real question is, you know, is it better than a Boxster 718? And unless you drive them side by side, and maybe that's a question that we should pose to Paul on our Hot or Not. And for those of you guys who haven't been keeping up with the news, we just found out this week that Paul has been for the last 8 years the Top Gear USA Stig. So when you're watching our Hot or Not episodes with Paul, you know that the Stig is lapping those cars, and I think that just goes to show you what a competent and fast driver Paul is. So is it better than a Porsche 718, which Audi says it competes with? You know, hard to say. I think we're going to leave that to Paul and the racetrack. But on the road, and the fact that this car has quattro all-wheel drive, I would, for my money, buy this car. And that's simply because I like the fact that I can use this as a year-round car, and that it's got that kind of all-wheel drive, all-weather capability. And you know what? It's fast. It's seriously fast. It pushes you back hard in the seat.